representing Iran, MOHSEN, the golden boy, Mohammad SEIFI.
Decision win for MOHSEN Mohammad SEIFI. The PFL MENA belt, the first one to be handed out, goes to Iran. I can feel those flames all the way here on the other side of the smart cage, so I know they're heating things up for Jurjez. 10 pro victories, 4 have come via knockout, an incredibly aggressive style. And talking with him, he's certainly trying to stay focused on tonight, but he feels like he belongs on the global stage. So he's got one eye on the belt tonight, and he's got one eye on a championship for $1 million, and one eye on a championship in the global season. This is a guy who feels like at this point in his career, he's ready to prove himself against elite competition. He'll have to start right here in Riyadh with a win over MOHSEN Mohammad SEIFI.
وخصمه في هذا النزال يقاتل من الزاوية الحمراء. Fighting out of Zanjan, Iran, MOHSEN, the golden boy, Mohammad SEIFI. في البي اف ال مينا تشامبيونشيب في وزن اللايت ويت. اولا اقدم المقاتل من الزاويه الزرقاء في رصيده حاليا سلسله انتصارات متتاليه في 3 نزالات، مع 3 من انتصاراته الاربعه الاخيره جاءت عن طريق الضربه القاضيه، ووزنه الرسمي 155 باوند، وهو يمثل لبنان جورجز بلدوزر عيد. وخصمه في هذا النزال يقاتل من الزاوية الحمراء وحقق سلسلة انتصارات في 6 نزالات مع 4 من تلك الانتصارات جاءت بالضربة القاضية في الجولة الأولى ووزنه الرسمي 154.6 باوند وهو يمثل إيران محسن The Golden Boy محمد سيفي. وحكم هذا النزال
Derek Hickey to oversee the action for our first PFL MENA championship. EID's in the black trunks. MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi is in the green. And EID brought with him a fairly sizable contingent of fans waving that Lebanese flag. You can see the height difference here. EID going to try to keep that length as an important factor in this fight.
Mohammed Seifi, though, built like a tank. He's so good at weaving himself inside that lead hand. That's why EID's being cautious with his jab, because he knows Mohammed Seifi is going to be coming over the top and around the sides with really, really powerful punches.
Mohammed Seifi doing a nice job of checking those early kicks from EID.
You can see how Jورجز has got that right hand pinned to the side of his head, expecting that big left hook from Mohammed Seifi. Oh, holy moly.
He snuck a knee in on the separation there. Cracked right into the low ribs.
Mohammed Seifi is built like a dreadnought in this division, right? I mean, he just stays in range of his opponent's attacks and shells up and then forces them to deal with his counters.
Lightning quick on the leg kick there, MOHSEN Seifi. And you can see how tightly EID is keeping that right hand up to his face. Conscious of the kicks from Seifi, but also that lead hook.
Man, there it is again. Lovely jab. Stings with the jab. Oh.
Unbalanced EID there for a moment.
Sprung back to his feet super quick, though.
Yeah, he did. He put so much on that teep, he threw himself to the floor. Popped right back up.
He's got to be careful about letting himself get backed up so consistently to the smart cage barrier.
That was a good lead high kick blocked by EID. You can see why he's keeping that hand so tight, as you said, Sean. So quick with his legs, Mohammed Seifi.
Yeah, a lot of times you see guys that are built like fire hydrants and they're not particularly quick. That's not the case with MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi. Overhand right just misses again.
Yeah, he managed to drop his weight onto his back foot, bend his rear knee, so he could allow that punch to whistle over his head. I think Mohammed Seifi is going to try and drop it a little bit lower this time. Wow. Ooh, neither of these guys hold back at all, do they? Every single shot that lands, even if it's cracking them on the shoulder or something, you can hear the power in it. Hey, spinning hook kick, almost landed. EID managed to get his head out of the way. It's the benefit of pressure into the fence. You can trap your opponent, stop them getting away. Sorry, Sean.
That wheel kick is a dangerous weapon. especially when he returns to that base so quickly. Doesn't get himself out of position, even if it glances off a guard. He thought better of throwing his own high kick there. Careful first round for both fighters.
Lovely front kick from the rear leg. Mohammed Seifi tries to return. Eid rushes him down, knocks him off balance momentarily.
The scrambling speed of both of these guys, when they touch the mat, it's like the floor is lava for both of them.
Exactly. Both guys demonstrated that. Popped right back up, Eid on that takedown.
Mohammed Seifi there in the green trunks, George Eid in the black. Round 2 of this lightweight MENA championship fight, $100,000, a regional belt to the winner. And all these fighters looking to build a case that they belong in the global season eventually.
There's the lava again.
Good hard leg kick. Overhand right and then a left kick to the body from MOHSEN.
I like how MOHSEN uses the big power in his right hand when it misses to step through for a lead kick.
He's got to be careful. He reached down to try and catch that leg kick. Can't let Mohammed Seifi get a read on that.
Clever work by Eid, just changing his angle, changing his line, so he's not a sitting duck for Mohammed Seifi to start opening up. That was a good inside low kick though.
Back fist there. MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi.
Spinning back kick.
Anything you do, I can do better. A little back and forth here. The impact on every one of these strikes. Loud inside kicks out arena.
That was a good right hand. Just caught the chin of Eid. Seems to be very good at riding the shots as they're coming towards him. Just drifts his chin out of the way.
He rolls over.
Good little high kick. Got a rise from the crowd.
Probably lucky he was spun around with that. Got his foot and spun him around, and he was turned the other way when that punch came. Hit him in the back between the shoulder blades. Would have probably hit him right on the chin.
It's really interesting to see the style of MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi, where he just, he's relatively flat-footed here, tighten the guard as Dan Hardy was mentioning, and then when he decides to explode, it's just 100% on every technique. Still no takedown attempts from the Iranian.
See the red on both the inside and outside of Eid's lead leg from those kicks and everything that Mohammed Seifi is putting on those.
Another inside leg kick, adding to the welting.
Overhead right, finally found the hole behind the ear of George Eid.
He offered a little smile to acknowledge it. Again, reaching down to catch the leg kick. Dan, how dangerous can that be for Georgie?
Well, look, with the speed of Mohammed Seifi, anytime you assume that a technique is going to go in a particular direction and you reach for it, you're opening yourself up somewhere else. You have to be certain that that's the technique that's being fired. Otherwise, you leave yourself vulnerable. And again, the speed that Mohammed Seifi moves at, as he throws one strike, the next strike is already on its way. So Eid has got to be very cautious at opening himself up to try and catch things.
We're here in the second of a possible 5 rounds, about 30 seconds left in round number 2. We'll get the graphics back up momentarily. All championship fights tonight. Stage for 5 rounds. PFL MENA, this is the first of 4. And then 6 global championship fights with $1 million and gold belts on the line. To the corners we go after round 2. Work being done on the legs in these early 2 rounds, Randy.
Absolutely. Eid with a nice right leg kick there. Mohammed Seifi returning the favor. There's a nice long left hand that lands, followed by that kick. Straight right by Seifi.
Third round coming here between George Eid, representing Lebanon, and MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi, fighting under the Iranian flag tonight. PFL MENA, Middle East, North Africa, producing a lot of talent in the combat sports world. The second of our regional leagues in the PFL family. Later tonight, you see the PFL Europe champion from a year ago, Dakota Ditcheva, competing for her first PFL Global Championship against Tyler Santos in a co-main event.
I like these feints from Mohammed Seifi, but lovely level change. Good timing on that, but the hips of Mohammed Seifi. Mohammed Seifi just tends to sometimes wait for the perfect opportunity to go. And what I like about George Eid is that he's picking at his opponent with kicks. They might not be very significant strikes, but they're scoring and they're keeping his opponent on the back foot. Even those low kicks that are being blocked. Better to throw it than to not.
This is an incredibly high-stakes fight, and one thing that's always fascinated me about fighters who are capable of this, like, very patient approach is you're placing a certain amount of trust in the hands of judges to see what you hope they are seeing. If you're being extra selective with your techniques. Overhand for MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi.
And even though that takedown from Georgie failed, now he can use a level change as a feint as well. And have some tenderized legs tomorrow, these boys are. Right.
Spinning back.
Pulled back from it a little bit though. Like he didn't fully commit to the power because he maybe felt like his target had moved. Last couple of minutes of this round now. I'm glad I'm not scoring this. Oh wow, that right hand landed. Like it cracked him on the chest as well as the chin to kind of take some of the force away from it.
Thrown in response to that front kick to the chin from George Eid, but even after he lands, he's got to be so aware because that's when Mohammed Seifi is triggering all of his counter strikes.
There it is again, landing on the chest again from the low kick. He throws the low kick, Mohammed Seifi counters it. Just fell short though.
The height advantage for Eid has come in handy a couple times in this fight so far through almost 3 rounds.
Certainly because probably the majority of that height advantage is from the legs, which he's utilizing very well. Although that one looked like it really hurt him. See how light he's been on that lead leg, he keeps picking it up now.
Yeah, I think the last 2 have really started to pay dividends. SEIFI curious to know if the corner starts to recognize it and offer that advice.
Just a little too high again with that right hand. It's either catching George Eid on the chest or on the top of his head. Not really landing on the target that you want to put him to sleep. Good attack to the body though from Mohammed Seifi. Eid having a little break there. Moves his feet, resets the position.
Randy, it feels like the speed on those counter strikes from Mohammed Seifi is really affecting George Eid's ability to build combinations. He's trying to pick 1 or 2 at a time.
The counter-punching style of Mohammed Seifi is what's got him off balance. He's scared to engage because the second he does, Seifi throws.
There's MOHSEN, Mohammed Seifi. There's George Eid as we enter the championship rounds, the 4th of a possible 5 here getting started. We'll get our clock and graphics back as soon as we can.
Now, we had this conversation earlier in the night with the heavyweights. Volume might be a problem here, and interestingly, as Mohammed Seifi's corner team walked behind the commentary booth, he had a quick glance at the stats just to see where the numbers were at. I have a feeling that Mohammed Seifi's corner team knows that he needs to pick up his work rate here, otherwise he might lose this on volume.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the interesting things is you call it a corner team. It's a single man in the corner for a title fight, which speaks to simplicity in your training camp. A lot of times, especially for title opportunities, people overload with the analysis, overload with the training partners. You get a crowded corner. Not the case for MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi.
He's a one-man team. Covers all bases.
I mean, it's pretty remarkable.
Oh, that was a cup shot.
You heard the impact with the hard surface, which would indicate that we are up for a 5-minute break potentially. Yep, just that attempted inside kick. Directly to the cup. Right back to the action though. MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi doesn't want to give it too much time. We've seen just a little bit of blood from both men, although the corners have gotten stopped in both cases. The stats are showing us that Eid has thrown slightly more and landed slightly more.
That was probably my favorite exchange of the fight so far, that was. I think we're going to see a bit more of that in the championship rounds. Someone's going to start throwing caution to the wind and start to roll the dice a little bit. And I do feel like George Eid over the last couple of rounds has started to try and pick his work rate up a little bit, respectfully of the power of Mohammed Seifi.
He's now also started to draw that lead leg back and away from it. Left hand landed from MOHSEN Seifi, and now he's stalking. More power strikes as Eid tries to change levels, force a takedown. The overhand misses. And look, Seifi's just walking forward now.
Spinning back kick. He manages to slide along the fence and get out the way of it. Tries a Superman punch.
The timing of that slide to his right indicates to me that EID is all the way back after being cracked. But he's got to get his back off of the smart cage barrier here. Don't want to get into a situation where your feet get frozen against the power puncher. Big flurry again. Wow. He shakes out his own arms.
EID feeling the pressure now. Oh, that was a hard low kick. Buckled his lead leg.
Yeah, that lead leg is compromised for sure.
The redness showed first, and now you're getting some actual bruising as this fight enters championship round territory. About 90 seconds left in the fourth round.
I like that low kick return, but that right hand by Mohammed Seifi was very, very close. But he's certainly back switched on now. He's got his wits about him, and now probably very much feeling like he needs to really win the next 45 seconds big.
Oh, switch knee. Then a body kick, and again, MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi. Every time he gets touched, just with a flurry. Very reminiscent of Dennis Seaver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
Final 10 seconds of this fourth round.
Still a competitive round. Even with the knockdown, it was still a competitive round. Potentially, Jورجز managed to bring it back to a 10-9 with his success.
And look, I think that's the only round that you could definitively tell either fighter that was definitely for you.
Yeah, much more difficult to score every other round of this fight.
There it is, look at it.
Caught him backing up, caught him right on the chin.
Lovely left hook. And did well not to rush in as well. I mean, you can never judge how hurt your opponent is. The other thing to notice is that Jورجز puts his hand down, so even though he was hurt with the shot, he wasn't unconscious as he was falling. He was able to brace his fall. Mohammed Seifi looked at him and thought to himself, you know what, I'm going to just give him a second. And then there's the desperation shot that Mohammed Seifi was able to sprawl comfortably away from. Almost a knee there, was able to slip his head to the outside and then return with some big bombs around the sides, nothing of which landed, but certainly, oh, that one landed. That one landed.
That angle showed us that it was more thigh than it was knee. MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi is lucky for it. Fifth and final round of this PFL MENA championship fight. Jورجز out of Lebanon in the black trunks. MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi representing Iran in the green.
Jورجز is certainly picking that lead leg up now. He doesn't want that to get crushed again. Pretty beat up.
Good double jab there for Jورجز. Gotten away from it a little bit in the later rounds of this fight. Might be a good time to bring it back, if only to hide what comes next.
So close here, even on the stats, total fight. Mohammed Seifi thrown 85, landed 61. Jورجز thrown 91, landed 58. Like slightly higher success rate from Mohammed Seifi, slightly lower output. But very, very close. But then, of course, that one knockdown was probably the most decisive shot of the round, of the fight, sorry.
اكثر من ضربه جورج دائما لحقوا بضربتين لانه اول ضربه عم يرجع لها.
My Arabic's rusty, so I've not been able to listen in to the corners to determine what the message is heading into this fifth round. I mean, it's important when a fight this close is happening, because if you're telling your fighter, hey, I think you're up 3 rounds, let's just be careful, or if I think you're down, maybe you need some more aggression. We're not able to tell what the fighters are being coached up, and right now, neither man, at least in these first 2 minutes of the fifth round, trying to seize things, although as I say it, we get a little aggression.
A flying knee from Eid, with counter-punching return from Mohammed Seifi. Get his left foot up there, right. That right hand to come back.
Even George was impressed. He just smiled straight away. He was like, "Wow, that was impressive." There's that little dip from Mohammed Seifi. That right hand's coming over the top. Went to the body that time. That was smart. I like that. Maybe that straight right to the body, left to the head might have some success for Seifi.
He just missed there for Georgez.
Almost every time they engage like that, it's like they both land a decent shot, right? They both cover a couple of shots, they both land something decent. Like, whoa!
Oh my goodness.
Almost threw him out of the cage.
Head outside single by Mohammed Seifi. It just launches him into the air and lets it go.
I've never seen a takedown that leads to your opponent flying higher than your own head, away from you, out of your grasp. Unbelievable.
Tries with the right hand again, connects with the shoulder. Eid moves forward, then slips away from the right hand that comes to catch him on the chin under a minute now into the championship rounds.
Mohsen Mohammed Seifi recognizing all those moments where Georgez gets close enough for him to throw the rounded punches, the double hooks. For Seifi, final 10 seconds of the first MENA championship bout. Some knees from Georgez to the crowd's approval. We go the distance.
That was a great fight.
An unenviable task for the judges who have to score this one.
It was a great fight, very technical, very technical. Hard to score, man. I wouldn't be confident either way. If I was going back to my corner after a fight like that, I wouldn't be certain that I'd won. What, 3 of the rounds.
I mean, look at the total at the very end.
According 81%, 79%.
2 strikes in it.
Yeah.
According to our smart cage stats, Mohsen Mohammed Seifi threw 109 total strikes and landed 81. Georgez threw 117 and landed 79. 58 punches to 57 punches thrown. Mohammed Seifi landed more punches. Eid landed more kicks. Both men with a really high percentage of the strikes landing. These two competitors.
2 من الحكام أجمعوا على 50-45 وحكم 49-46 والفائز عن طريق إجماع الحكام representing Iran محسن the golden boy محمد سيفي.
Decision win for MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi. The PFL MENA belt, the first one to be handed out, goes to Iran. And there's the $100,000 check. You only need one coach. And a conversation with our champion, with Ali عنوان.
Mohsen, congrats on the winning. First PFL MENA champions ever. How does it feel now?
Alhamdulillah. Thanks God. Really, I'm not happy because George is my brother. For 15 years, we are together, all championship, all Asian championship. He come to Iran for everything. And I think this belt give God for me because 20 years, all-time hard training, and tonight, this belt.
Mohsen, now you're a champ and you got like $1,000 bucket. What next for you?
Really doesn't matter for me money. Just belt for me very, 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 very important because I told 20 years every day training hard, training hard, training hard, and all. And I dedicate this belt for my family and my sister and brothers.
Thank you so much, Mohsen. Everyone, give it one more time for the first ever PFL MENA champions, Mohsen SEIFI.
Incredible sportsmanship. These guys do know each other well, have trained together in the past. As the first PFL MENA champion has been crowned, MOHSEN Mohammed Seifi from Iran. And the region producing great athletes, supporting great athletes, combat sports are headed to the Middle East, and the PFL family will be coming back in January on a road to Dubai.
I think Usman is right now one of the best light